Hey everyone, I'm Pablo from the Poel, and this is the first episode of Pass the Guitar. Wow, we're recording this in a van. This brings me back to the recording of not our last album, but the album before that, Tascam Tapes. We were recording it in a van, not very unlike this one. It was slightly bigger, but we didn't have all this space, so it was, in a way, it was smaller. And we brought all these portable instruments. I had my guitar on my lap like this. My brother had this little electronic sampler loaded with drum beats, and Robin, he had this small portable synthesizer, and we had this Tascam cassette recorder, 4-track cassette recorder, and we recorded the whole album in the van like this. It was really cool to record this way because there was no pressure at all. Like, there was a little pressure, like, later, but when we started, eventually the idea was, let's just try this thing, and if it doesn't work, fuck it, doesn't matter. If it doesn't work, we'll just have a tour. So it was super low-key. We just stepped in a van, and we had, like, a 6-hour drive ahead of us, and we just took these instruments and started jamming, and if we had something nice, we recorded that, and sometimes that recording ended up on the album. Like, we didn't redo it or anything. It was just that session on the road. Do Me is one of the first songs I wrote for our last record, Wolfpack. I'm super proud of this song, and sometimes I sit down with a guitar with the intention of writing a song, and that's a lot of fun. But sometimes I'm just, doing something else completely, and a melody just pops up in my head. And with this particular song, I was doing my grocery shopping at the supermarket, and then I was walking there, and I thought, I had this melody in my head, and then I recorded it on my phone, and then I got home and tried to find the chords to go with the melody, and it just came to me.
I used to think that I was special. I used to think that I was cool. I used to get all riled up when people played me for a fool. I've been at your feet for how long now? It must have been a couple of years before I realized I'm just another sucker with his heart on his sleeve. Listen to me, please. Girl, I'm not your type of man. I would be delighted if you do me just like any other fool. Before me to hold you in these arms of mine, if only just one single time would overjoy me so that it might soothe my heartbreak. It might soothe my heartbreak. Oh, don't be afraid to break my heart now. It's been broken before so many times. Just hold it in your hands tonight and drop me when it's done. You got that kind of timeless beauty, that kind of twists me all up inside. I stand worthless, my thoughts are worthless if we can meet another time. Oh, can I stay in your mind? Girl, I'm not your type of man. I would be delighted if you do me just like any other fool. Before me to hold you in these arms of mine, if only just one single time would overjoy me so that it might soothe my heartbreak. It might soothe my heartbreak.
So what was really special about our last album, Wolfpack, and the period in which we made it was that, I started writing, and then after a couple of songs, I realized every musician in the world is stuck at home right now, and a lot of them are super approachable by email, and a lot of friends of ours are very talented musicians. So that was the perfect opportunity to, even though we couldn't meet face to face, it was a perfect opportunity for collaborations. So on Do Me, that song I just played, on the album we have, by now he's a friend of mine, but back then he was a hero of mine, Theo Lawrence, a country singer from France. With the most amazing voice. I emailed him and said, hey, you're stuck at home. We're all stuck at home. Would you like singing a harmony on the song? And we did the same thing with the ex-bass player for Wolfmother. So we emailed him if he wanted to play bass on 2 songs, which he did and was completely mind-blowing. And a lot of friends of ours, Judy Blank does some harmony vocals on the record. And we even had Luther Dickinson, and he's the son of famed session musician Jim Dickinson, who played on Wild Horses by the Rolling Stones. I also emailed him, and he also played a solo on our new record. So, and on this new record, I think we really defined the best of the Wolf sound, which is cool riffs, but also good songs, and me and my brother Luca singing a lot of harmony vocals. So a lot of the lead vocals are not just me, it's me and my brother. And I think that started with I Don't Want to Talk About It by Crazy Horse, which is Neil Young's backing band usually, but they also made a record without Neil Young. And then I sang it with my brother, and it was so beautiful that I thought, oh my God, we can do this. We can incorporate this stuff into our own songs. And I think that really came to full fruition on our new album, Wolfpack.
I can tell by your eyes that you've probably been crying forever. And the stars in the sky don't mean nothing to you, they're a mirror. I don't wanna talk about it, how you broke my heart. If I stay here just a little bit longer, if I stay here, won't you listen to my heart? Whoa, whoa, heart. My heart. Whoa, whoa, heart. If I stand all alone, will the shadow hide the cover of my heart? Blue for the tears, black for the night, fears the stars in the sky don't mean nothing to you, they're a mirror. I don't wanna talk about it, how you broke my heart. If I stay here just a little bit longer, if I stay here, won't you listen to my heart? Oh, 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 heart. My
the way everybody records nowadays, for me, doesn't have the same magic that the records that I listen to, from the 60s and the 70s and older, do have. They have some kind of magic that I was always looking for and never knew how to get it until I started collecting some recording gear, some analog recording gear, so a big tape recorder and a mixing desk, and I started recording the Wolf demos at first. There was the Wolf album in 2016, I think, that we recorded ourselves. It was the first one that we recorded ourselves. And when that was released, I got a lot of requests from other bands, especially bands from the Netherlands, that were also looking for that kind of sound and couldn't find it anywhere else. I feel super fortunate to have, this studio where I get to invite people to play there, to record their music there, and new friendships start there. You spend 10 days or something like that in the presence of each other, and that's how real friendships start, I think. There's so many aspects of it that I love. I love songwriting. I love spending all day trying to craft the perfect song. I love playing guitar. I love playing guitar solos and just going all out on stage, performing. But then there's also the recording of the music, the producing, but also the engineering side of it, which is super nerdy, and I love doing that. And I even love soldering little parts together for the studio. I can totally lose myself in that. For the third song, I chose Buck Owens because you asked me to surprise you. First time I heard the song, I was completely taken aback by it. And, it's just one of the types of music that I think people would not automatically expect me to like. Here we go.
I'll play your second fiddle to your new love while it lasts, just like all the others I played for in the past. Why can't I be a leader and play a leading part? Why must I always play the part of second fiddle in your heart? Play, fiddle, play. Will there never come a day that I don't have to play the part of second fiddle in your heart? Each time you find a new love, you leave me here to cry. The teardrops tell a story of a love that just won't die. Like an early morning paper, the news you give just part. Why must I always play the part of second fiddle in your heart? Play, fiddle, play. Will there never come a day that I don't have to play the part of second fiddle in your heart?
Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. For the next episode, I'm going to pass this very guitar to one of my dear friends, Bas van Holt from the Dawn Brothers, who I think has one of the most beautiful voices that I've ever heard in real life. And he's an amazing guitar player as well, and a very good songwriter. So have fun with him.